Was it kind of business as usual as you tried to finish up semester and things like that, or did the reality of the end of this chapter really start setting in?
I think the reality of the end of this chapter really started setting in because, after the game, it's like, now what? And, you start missing your teammates. You start, wishing you had another opportunity to be back out there on the field with them. And then, it's just something that lets you know that now it's time to step into the real world.
Did you guys hang out collectively at all? I mean, was there like a post-game moment for all of you, or does everybody just start kind of go your separate ways already?
Our post-game moment was when JoJo spoke to the whole team, and just let everybody know how much he loved and appreciated us, loved and appreciated teammates, and how happy he was to be here for his 4 years, it was 5 years, and then it's like he just wanted to make sure that the guys next year understand, how important this is, and that they can't let things like this happen, and they have to keep on, fighting in order to become a better team, and just listen to the coaches and feel like their plans will work.
JoJo, as Ja'Cory kind of talked about, can you kind of talk about what you told the guys and what made you want to speak to them after the game?
It was basically just everything he basically just said. It was basically just like a passing of the torch. Just make sure that this kind of season never happens again, and take advantage of the obstacles that they have as far as the coaching and just becoming a team and playing together.
What do you guys think of Coach Golden's contract extension? You must be happy for him. And do you think it's the best thing for this program?
Yeah, we was happy for him. We found out during the post-game interviews, and I'm all happy for him. I think he's taking his program in the right direction.
JoJo, when did you make that speech? Was it in the locker room right after the game? At what point?
Yeah, it was after Coach Golden had spoke. I asked him, could I say something to the team, and then addressed it.
What was it? What was the reaction of the other kids?
Basically, just everybody just listened.
Right.
Just took heed to what I was saying. I feel like I hope it got through, and we'll see in due time.
Tyler, you know how much previous alumni, former players, they always come back. How much are you looking forward to being one of those guys now going forward?
I mean, it would be nice to come back. That's the great thing about University of Miami is that you can always come back. It's not like they kick you out and never return. That's the family atmosphere that I think is very unique to the University of Miami. So, I'm disappointed and sad to leave. Such a great thing that's occurring here right now. But it's comforting to know that I can always come back. The door's always open, and I can come still see these guys.
Tyler, the offensive line going into the season was supposed to be the strong point of the team, the depth that you guys had there. Do you guys feel like you lived up to that, or how do you think the unit did this year?
I think obviously we could have done a lot better. I know in retrospect, I wish we could have given Ja'Cory a little bit more time. He got touched a little bit too often. Well, in your opinion. And then, except there's still a room for improvement. There's a lot of room for improvement, but for the most part, I thought we did very well. Helped the running backs out. They helped us out, and I thought it was a good offensive line.
Yeah, I felt like they had a great season also. Just to let you know.
Sean, Denzel Perryman and Jimmy Gaines, I guess they're the next chapter of linebackers here. Can you talk about them and what you see for them in the future?
They're both great players. This year, they're both their first year playing, and they did a great job for us and made a lot of plays. And I know they're going to lead the defense because their work ethic. They're committed on being the best, and they have one of the best coaches and linebacker coaches in the nation.
Did JoJo, after you gave that talk, did you talk individually with any kids and give them advice, or any of the younger guys, or did they give you any feelings, or just on the situation, or for next year?
Basically, all the guys like Brandon McGee was one of the guys I talked to, and I was just basically told him, it's his time to really just lead the secondary and the defense,
right,
and just get it going, and just just excel his play and continue to get better.
What are their thoughts? Because you guys are leaving and going on to another chapter in your lives. How have the underclassmen taken the last game, and what is their mind frame like now? For each of you, can answer that. Do you think?
Well, I think it's especially they just want to excel and be better for next season. They know the mistakes that was made, and know everything that has to be fixed, and that's basically what it just has to change, and that's what they feel.
Okay.
Jacory and Tyler, if you had a couple of words to describe this season, what would they be?
I would say another learning experience. We came in, we started over with a bunch of new coaches, and pretty much learned throughout the whole season. We learned on and off the field. We learned discipline off the field. With things you see around here, the 8 pillars, the foundation, just small things that'll help us, off the field when we become, well, we are young adults, but when we step out into the real world like we're about to do, it'll help us off the field, and then on the field we got more intelligent on the football field when it came to, on the football aspect.
I have to agree. Was the season disappointing, of course, but what we've gotten out of the season, I guess you can't measure, the toughness that's been instilled in this team, becoming better conditioned, the dumb penalties and the assignment football that will get much better over this offseason. I'm not worried about that, but you can't measure what's been instilled into this team this year.
Al Golden said after the game that this team needed to get stronger. We had heard come into the season that you guys were in better shape and all that. What about that? Was this team not strong enough at times this year, or any one of the guys?
I think we were in very good shape. I mean, towards the end of the games, we weren't getting tired. It's just part of being football. I get stronger. I'll be stronger than the competition. The guys right now are in the weight room right now as we speak. That's where they are right now, and so they're going to get much stronger. I think you're going to see a much bigger and stronger football team next season.
Sean, did you ever figure out why? I mean, for your 4 years here, it seemed like for the most part, just about everybody stayed out of trouble. There was never any real huge off-field incident. The story in August is kind of on its own, but that had nothing to do with this year or anything recent. Did you ever figure out why people are just always so down on this place, like nationally, the perception of this place?
No, I don't know why, but that's the perception we have. We can't let it get to us, we just continue to focus on what we're doing here in this building and just continue to move forward.
Do you ever think about it? I mean, or is it just kind of assumed that perception is what it is and it's really not going to change?
I never really think about it, it is what it is.
What is the plan for each of you moving forward over the next few months as you get ready for April? I know you're from down here. Are you going to stay here and work out? And Tyler, what's the plan for your workouts?
I'm not sure yet. I'm going to probably go take a week off, let my body heal up a little bit, and then go from there.
Probably the same. Just taking this time off right now, and then just see where things go from there.
Same page, week off, and then next week, get at it.
Yeah, I don't think making a decision at this moment right now would be very wise. I think getting away from football for a week would be the best thing for all of us, just to have a clear mind making our decision for our future.
Are any of you guys going to give the underclassmen advice? I mean, if any of those guys come up to you to ask you what they should do in terms of leaving early, would you give them advice, and what would you say?
Only thing I would say is that's something you got to deal with between you and your family, because you can't let nobody outside determine your future. You got to make sure that it's something that it's a mutual agreement between your family and your parents, and just make sure everybody's on the same page. And then once you come to that decision, let everybody around you know they got something to do with it, and just hopefully make the best decision that's for you.
What do you guys think, JoJo, as far as some of the younger guys that are thinking about coming out?
Basically the same thing, just communicate, with your family and your coaches, and you know, make whatever decision is best for you and your family.
Right.
And that's, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
What about for you guys, like Sean? You know, you came back for your senior year. Did you think it was worth it?
Yeah, it was. You know, I learned a lot of new things. I'm going to get my degree in December, so you know that's one of the great things about coming back.
Right. Anything with football? How much better do you get in your last year, or do you?
Oh yeah, I got a lot better. You know, I learned a lot of different things from these the coaches, Coach Nafield. I learned a lot of things from Coach Barrow. You know, and just being back as a senior, you know, the game kind of slows down for you.
Right.
You know, you're used to seeing a lot of things that, you know, a freshman or a sophomore is not used to seeing.
Jojo, can you talk about that? What it did for you to come back to your senior season?
Yeah, it was basically the same. You know, I learned so much football in the time here, and just basically like with the experience of being on the field. Like Sean said, the game does slow down. You know, and now it's like you feel like a man amongst boys. So now you just really you getting into the game, and everything seems simpler than what it was, you know, 2 or 3 years ago. So it was a great learning curve.
The other thing is, do you think maybe juniors sometimes think maybe the team's not going to be as good or something like that, so I better go out? Do you think it matters in turning pro how the team actually did, or is it just dependent on how your individual play was during the season, as far as going pro? You know,
it can play into, you know, how good you think the team is going to be, but at the end of the day, that's, you know, it's a decision you have to make. You know, that comes into play. What do you feel is going to be best, and what you think is going to work? And as long as I feel, if you pray about it, communicate with your family, and, you know, communicate with the coaches, I mean, you won't go wrong with whatever decision you make.
Corey, can you answer that to just about what you learned your senior year, that if you didn't come back or whatever, for any player thinking about it?
You know, from my position, it helped a lot because you know, I got a chance to get a fresh start with Coach Fish, and just the opportunity with Coach Golden to learn a lot of new things that we hadn't learned since we've been here, and just gave us the opportunity to get smarter on the football field. So a senior year will help you. It's not like it's not going to be a benefit, and I think just decisions they got to make.
Corey, what's the biggest difference in this program after 1 year of Al Golden?
I would say you have a group of mature young men. You know, we never really had a lot of mistakes here at the University of Miami, but you know, internally you can see the difference when it comes to how certain kids act, how they mature and grew up, just by instilling certain things as, you know, pillars, learning the 8 pillars. It's like certain things that create discipline in their lives and just make them better people.
When he says changing the culture, what do you think that means?
Just, I guess, not becoming used to losing. You know, since we've been here, we haven't been, you know, able to cross that border to where we've, you know, at least got a 10-win season. We came close, we got to 9, but that's still not good enough for this university. And I know all the great players that we have on this team, they still think it's not good enough, and they will understand that by with Coach Golden, by, you know, him installing toughness, gratitude, all of the small things in order to build something great.
Are all 4 of you guys in line to graduate in December?
Yeah,
they already graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Sean graduated December.
You guys, so.
Yes.
Tyler, did you get a second degree?
Yeah, I graduated last December in business management, and this year I'm going to get my degree in English literature.
Are there any more questions for any of the 4 seniors? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.